Guys, welcome back to A Step Above. If you haven't already, please like, share, comment, subscribe. I greatly appreciate that. In today's video, we're talking about an American icon company, Hart Schaffner Marx. We will talk about the history of the company, the suit construction, what is pure virgin wool, and talk about the alterations that I'm going to get done to this garment. So stay tuned. In 1887, two immigrant brothers by the names of Harry and Max Hart scraped together enough money to open up a men's clothier in downtown Chicago. Through their tireless work, savvy innovation, the brothers were the first to introduce suits tailored for different body types, zipper trousers, and tropical weight wool suits, amongst other things, and an unwavering commitment to dressing men in high-quality clothing. They grew their company into one of the largest suit manufacturers in the world. Distinctively dressing men for over 130 years, Hart Schaffner Marx' American perspective has continuously evolved to reflect the lifestyle of the modern-day man. What is pure virgin wool? Pure virgin wool is the wool that is taken from the first shearing of a lamb, and it is the softest and finest wool that is produced. There's another meaning of virgin wool. Virgin wool can be referred to wool that has not been used, processed, or woven before. This wool typically comes from adult sheep. Let's talk about the suit construction. This is a double-breasted suit, as you can see. The pattern is a Glen plaid. Hopefully that shows up. There are tones of gray, black, and a sort of a rust, which is a mix between red and brown color. In the jacket, this is a half canvas. I've done videos before to help illustrate how you can tell the difference between a full canvas, half canvas, and a fused canvas doing the pinch test. This is a half canvas where the canvas comes down to about the rib cage of the garment. It's another indication of a quality garment that an individual has taken time to put some of the finer details in. Okay, another thing about this jacket, it is a 6-on-2, which means 6 buttons, as you can see, 2, 4, 6. Only 2 of them are closing buttons, as you can see right here. Another thing about this garment is that it does need some slight alterations. Before I go there, let me just let you guys know it's fully lined. It's not a quarter line. Another indication right here, hopefully that shows up. Softly tailored, pure virgin wool. It's another quality of a higher garment. The quality of the garment's a little higher. Again, Hart Schaffner Marx is a company that's been around for over a century, and they're used to making higher end garments, putting a little more construction into them. There are garments that aren't as well built from Hart Schaffner Marx. However, if you are looking for more of the vintage models, you will get a better deal. Another thing about this garment, it is a single vent. Hopefully that showed up. Single vent, not a double vent or no vent. Me personally, I don't have an issue with single vents, double vents, or no vents. If I find a garment that's high quality and it looks great on me, then I'll get it. I'm not a big person to say you have to just get double vents, and if you don't, then your garment doesn't matter. That's not who I am. Another thing about this garment, again, the pen pocket, which is a lot of garments have those, but again, this is just another indication of it's a higher end garment having extra pockets. You know, as classic men, we like to have pockets. We like to have a couple things on us. What else can I tell you about this? Again, it's fully lined. As you know, with the double-breasted garment, it does have the shank in here to keep the jacket closed. The buttons these are not Milanese buttonholes. However, they have been cut. Hopefully this shows. They have been cut and sewn around with a little wire. Again, garments that have a Milanese buttonholes or someone has taken the time to cut the garment and sew around the buttonhole. This is just another indication that it's a higher end garment, not like one that has Milanese buttonholes, but someone's taken the time to put some thought in how this suit's going to be constructed. Before we move on to the trousers, I just want to point out the boutonniere, or the holes for the boutonniere. Both of these are functional. This is the right side, your left, and this is the left side, your right. Again, an indication that they took the time to think about how they were going to construct this garment. Instead of having boutonniere holes that are sewn closed, they opened both of them up on the side. Another thing I wanted to point out, on the inside, this side right here, Hart Schaffner Marx, and it says Jacobson. Jacobson was a clothing store that closed its doors for good back in 2002. So if this garment, let's say hypothetically this garment was made in 2002, this suit would be 18 years old today. However, this being vintage, I have the suspicion that this suit may be on the edge of 25 to 30 years old. Just my opinion, I don't know for sure, just taking a guess. That said, this is just an indication to show you that a lot of the American brands back in the day, they produced high-end garments. They still do that today, but you can easily find vintage suits, sport coats, or even trousers that may be 20 to 30 years old, still in great condition. If you go online on eBay or any forums where you can buy vintage clothing, a lot of classically dressed men took care of their garments, steamed them, took them to the cleaners when needed, and just overall maintain the quality of them. And through the years are able to pass these on to other individuals or sell them and still have a very nicely structured garment that will last another 10 to 20 years if taken care of. So when it's all said and done, you may have a suit that may be 50 years old where it looked good 50 years ago and it still looks good today. I want to give you a better look on the Glen plaid pattern so you guys can see that. If you can see the rust tones with the gray and the black. As you can tell, the pattern lines up with the sleeves, another indication that this is a higher end garment and that the individual took time to assure that the pattern matches effortlessly with the front and the back of the garment. Give you a better look of the Glen pad pattern. Let's talk trousers. As you can see, these trousers do come with suspender buttons on the inside. I did not have to get these put in, they came like that. They are double pleated. Again, I'm one that enjoys pleats in my pants. If you have larger your quads are a little more stronger, then having pleats will help when your leg relax. It allows pleats allow your legs to expand and feel comfortable. One thing about these trousers, they are a little big in the front. I'll have to get those altered. I am one that enjoys a higher rise, so I like my trousers right below my navel or right over my navel. I like the room it gives me to move and sit down. Nothing feels constricting. As you can see here, the Glen plaid pattern goes all the way through the trousers. These trousers are half lined, and what that means, there's a fabric reserve. It's usually the same as the jacket. it comes down to the knee. And what that means is a layer of protection between the wool and your skin. So the wool isn't constantly rubbing up against your skin. You have a inner layer of fabric to help maintain the longevity of the trousers. Again, beautiful trousers. With the suspenders, they fit well just because they sit on my shoulders, allowing for a cleaner break. However, since these have not been altered, they're not the best right now with the break. I'll move down a little further so you guys can see these are cuffs. So hold on one second. Okay, now that we're at the bottom, we'll talk about the cuffs. These are about a 1-inch cuff. However, when I get these altered to the length that I want them, I will bring the cuff up to a 2-inch or maybe a 2.5-inch cuff. I think these are going to look absolutely stunning once we get done. When you have a higher cuff, it allows for more weight to pull down on the fabric, giving you a nice streamlined look. So it'd be something like this. A nice streamlined look that doesn't disrupt the crease in the pants, so it just sits right on top of the shoe. And when you have a cuff, you can actually wear the trousers a little bit higher because you have that weight pulling them down. Again, as you can see, these trousers can also be worn as a separate. If you don't want to wear the jacket, you just want to throw on a different sport coat and make it an odd sport coat trouser combination. That's fine. Me personally, I think if you have a full suit, you should wear it with it. However, if you have a sport coat that will look dynamite with them, by all means do what you have to do. If you can see the shoes, these are a pair of Allen Edmonds Park Avenue. Color is oxblood. However, I did patina these, so the cap looks a little different than the rest of the shoe. I like the contrast in there. As far as tailoring on the trousers, again, we will have to get a higher cuff on these just to ensure that we get the nice break that we are looking for in these trousers. They will require a taper. The leg will need to be tapered a little bit. I like the look of it. It starts wider at the leg and comes down to a nice taper towards the ankle, so we will get a taper on the legs just to ensure we have that nice streamlined look. There are several alterations that will need to be done to this suit to get it to where it fits better and it overall is aesthetically pleasing to my silhouette. We'll start with the jacket. The stomach or waist will need to be taken in. As you can see, it's not that bad. However, it can be a lot better. On my back, I don't like it too fitted on my back or I won't be able to move. It's more so in the stomach area where it fits in my back because I have more of a V-taper in my back. However, the V-taper comes down and it comes to a point which would be my waist area where a lot of jackets that aren't custom for me, I will have to get them taken in. So it's more so in the stomach or waist area where I have to get this reduced. Now if you look at the sleeve of the garment, there's a good 2 inches, about a good 2 inches that hangs out from the sleeve. So I will get the sleeves lengthened. I like anywhere between maybe a 1/2 inch to a 1/4 inch of cuff showing. So that's what we need to do as far as the construction of the suit. There's no cosmetic issues as far as holes that need to be sewn up. There's no issue with that. On the inside or the trousers, we will get the waist taken in. Of course, since these are a little longer, I will get the waist taken in right in or the top of the trousers will be at the top of my navel. So this is where these trousers will sit. Again, we will get all of the belt loops taken off. Since these already come with suspender buttons, then there's no need to have the belt loops. We'll just go ahead and get those taken off. The cuff, We will get a 2-inch plus cuff, depending on how they sit once we get the waist taken in. Again, I'm going to wear these a little higher due to the cuff. The higher the cuff, the more weight that's going to pull down on the fabric, giving me that nice streamlined look. This is going to be there's going to be a 3-part series to this video, this being series 1. And I'll show you guys the whole process of, again, what it looks like now, what it looks like when we actually take it to the tailor so they can start the alterations process, and then we'll do the pickup. And when this is done, you guys are going to be amazed of what a suit that you can get offline, get it close enough to your measurements so the alterations aren't so extreme, go through the process of getting it altered, and what it looks like in the end. And if it's a higher end garment, it's something you can have for years, pass it on if need be, but it's going to fit you well. And when individuals see you walk out in that suit, they're going to ask questions. Where are you going? What do you do for work? Everything along the lines of, if you've worn suits before, you get those looks. People are curious. A lot of people aren't walking around in suits. So when you are in a suit that fits well and it looks nice on you, you're going to get a lot of compliments, and you are going to draw a lot of attention. So just be open-minded to the questions you're going to get. You may get some criticism. However, if you're somebody who enjoys looking nice when you leave, you can appreciate a nice garment that is there's a higher end of construction that's put into it, and it's something that you can treasure from this day moving forward. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If so, please subscribe, comment, and share. I greatly appreciate that. Stay tuned for the 2nd series and 3rd series of this video. Again, we are going to go over the tailoring process of what it looks like now when we are getting it measured up, and then the final result of this beautiful garment. Again, I hope you guys have enjoyed. I appreciate you watching my video, and I'll see you next time.